At this point, we're at a trail intersection that'll take you to the Tinley Creek Trail. So looking at where we are here, it looks like they have a trail that connects all the way up to the Tinley Creek Forest Preserve, and then there's a big loop you could do there. So when we come back and do that Sag Valley Forest Preserve, we're also going to check out this. Good morning, everybody, and happy 4th of July. I'm coming to you this morning from the city of Palos Heights, Illinois. It is at this location that we are going to check out the trails here at Tinley Creek Forest Preserve. Cook County seems to like quote-unquote trail systems rather than just some trails. So the trail system here for Tinley Creek includes this area here, which we're going to ride, but also a couple connected segments here, over here, up here by Midlothian Meadows, and then a completely unconnected segment down here by Flossmoor Road. Altogether, I think the ride is going to be in the realm of 45 or so miles if you add up all of it and make your way back. Today is going to be a high of 94 degrees, so we are not going to go and do all 42 miles. We're going to break that into a separate ride. So today's ride, we're going to concentrate on the actual Tinley Creek Forest Preserve up here. We're going to do the red paved loop. We parked up here by Arrowhead Lake at mile marker 0, and it looks like this is a 9.4 mile loop. We're going to check out the side trail over here, and then we're going to do this connector. It's a 1.7 mile connector that'll get you into the George W. Dunn National Golf Course over here, and we're going to stop here for the day and then just make our way back and finish the loop. I'm not a huge fan of the way Cook County does their trail systems. I understand that this one down here is in the general region of the Tinley Creek Forest Preserve, but they are completely disconnected, so I don't even understand why you would consider this part of the overall plan here unless there was a connector that went somewhere down in here and reconnected up to them. I'm not a fan of the way Cook County does that. As you could see down here, there are a variety of trails that you could get to. Looks like the dashed trails are unpaved and the solid trails are paved, so you can see that all of what we're riding today should be completely paved. It's not until our next ride that we're going to check out this area over here that is unpaved, and this looks unpaved, and this looks unpaved, and then it looks like when we eventually make our way down here, this looks to be completely paved, so that's interesting. One of the things that is not shown here, I guess it's probably right here, but they don't show the rest of it, is there is a connection that will get you from Tinley Creek Forest Preserve up to the Cal-Sag Trail. So one of the main things I wanted to check out today was what that connection looked like, because we've been on the Cal-Sag Trail a few times at this point, and we've always passed by, I think it's by Elizabeth Lake, and then there is a way to make your way down to here and then back up. So we're definitely going to check that out today. All right, so let's check this out on AllTrails. You can see the main loop here. There's a couple of side trails. There's the one here, and then the little trail down here. You can see the connecting trail here, which makes its way all the way up to Lake Catherine. That is where this connector trail joins up with the Cal-Sag Trail, which goes right past Lake Catherine up here, which goes down this street here and then reconnects as a trail and continues down this way as the Cal-Sag Trail. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. So today's ride is going to be in the realm of 20 miles or so. It is heating up actually pretty quickly. Today is the 5th of July, so we enjoyed our 4th of July festivities yesterday. And today we definitely have a little more wind today, but the downside is we also have 94-degree temperatures, and it is pretty hot and humid at this point, which is one of the reasons why we decided not to do a 45-mile ride today. But we will be back to check out the trails that we didn't get to. So this is new ground for us. So the last 3 videos at this point have all been new ground. I'm super excited about that because we didn't get to as many new trails as I wanted to last year. So looking forward to hitting some new ground, checking out some stuff I haven't checked out yet. We're going to continue to check out forest preserves in Cook County now that we have finished all of the forest preserves in Lake County that have bike trails. If you're interested in checking out any of those Lake County forest preserves, be sure to check out my YouTube channel. And I also have a playlist if you're interested in just watching Lake County Forest Preserve after Lake County Forest Preserve after Lake County Forest Preserve. So I am super excited to get out on the trail today, and I want to get moving because it's actually pretty hot standing here. So let's get started. After that little tiny connector trail, we have made our way to mile marker 0 on the red paved trail here. After the ride that I had at Sag Valley Forest Preserve, I'm actually excited to do one of the paved trails here at a Cook County Forest Preserve, because at least that way I won't have to deal with a tremendous amount of horse shit. On the map, you may be able to see, my phone went dim, it's so hot. So you might be able to see where we're at here. If not, I'll put an overlay. But we're getting close. At mile marker 0, all you have to do is go a little counterclockwise and you'll eventually hit the point where we pick up the connector trail to the Cal-Sag Trail. So that's where we're headed first. So let's check that out.
You're watching Cynical Zombie. Join us as we explore bike trails all over Illinois, Wisconsin, and beyond.
Did you know that the Tinley Creek Trail System takes visitors over gently rolling hills, through prairies and forests, and alongside wetlands and ravines?
All right, so I made it here to the point where this is the side trail here that'll take you to Lake Catherine. As I make my way over this way, you could see this is the red paved trail, the loop that continues. So what we're going to do at this point is head down here up to Lake Catherine. We're going to turn around. We're going to make our way back, and then it looks like we have this bridge to cross here, and then continue on the red loop.
Did you know that the Palos Heights Bike Trail offers a north-south route through residential and commercial areas on the west side of the community? It's also a key connector between two regionally important trails.
Well, you know it's hot out when the GoPros start acting up. One of the things I've noticed since I switched to the GoPro Hero 11 as my main time warp camera is it seems to calculate the speeds on the auto time warp a little differently than the past two previous GoPros that I've used for that exact task. So this time around I tried the Hero 11 at a 5 times speed, and then the Hero 10 as auto. So it'll be interesting to see which one holds out. But I could tell already in the heat here that both GoPros are acting up, which is pretty unfortunate when you're trying to create a video on a bike trail in the hot summer. So that's the disadvantage here. So at this point, we're still on the connector trail, and we just want to get some water, take a little break in the shade before we continue making our way north towards Lake Catherine. What I've noticed so far at this point is there are a fair amount of e-bikes in this area. So I don't know if we're in the same town here or if we're in a different town, but e-bikes are definitely more prevalent here than they were when I was riding the Sag Valley Trail System a couple weeks ago. We are about 3.1 miles into the ride according to the bike here. And the quality of the trail is pretty good, as you can see here. You know, there are definitely spots here and there that they need to fix. Otherwise, we're actually not on the red trail anymore. We're on the connector. So you could see that it's definitely rideable. So far, so good in that aspect. We got a couple of people with e-bikes down there, and I just saw a couple of people go down there with e-bikes. So this is definitely an e-bike area. All right, so we made our way north to Lake Catherine here. So this right here is the Cal-Sag Trail. It's where the Cal-Sag Trail actually goes on a street. So if you were to head down this way here, heading west, you can make your way to the Centennial Trail. Back this way here, and then they're going to have you do a left and then another right. You can make your way all the way to Alsip. So we have actually passed this trail a handful of times over the years, never turned on it. So I'm really excited that we were able to check out what is this way here. If you've never been on the Cal-Sag Trail, it's definitely a trail worth checking out. If you were to head all the way west on it, you'd be able to meet up with the Centennial Trail, which you could take north or south from that point. You also have access to the John Hussar I&M Canal Trail from there. One of the things I've been curious about over the years, so we've taken the trail from mile marker 0, which is basically right at the John Hussar I&M Canal Trail, right at the exit. And then we make our way all the way to Freedom Park in Alsip. And then there's a little gap here, and then I'm not sure about this. So I've actually never been on this. If any of you have, let me know in the comments below if that's something that's easy to navigate and worth checking out, because I've never been on this section here. There's a lot of times where I've looked at the Cal-Sag Trail info about the Cal-Sag Trail, and it would indicate that this was a future project. So I don't even know if this is from mile marker 16 to mile marker 26.5. I'm not even entirely convinced that you can make it there. But if you can, definitely let me know, because I'm interested. If so, if it's an easy ride, I'd definitely be interested in checking this out. So as you could see on the map here, the Palos Heights Alsip map, so we're right up here at Lake Catherine. So what we did was this yellow trail on this map, which connects us to the red trail. It looks like it's actually green on this map, but this is the red loop at Tinley Creek Forest Preserve. So at this point, what we're going to do is just backtrack all the way and then continue making our way in a counterclockwise manner. We're going to check out the side trail here and one down here somewhere, and then make our way back. One of the things you will find if you continue to head east on the Cal-Sag Trail, basically where the Cal-Sag Trail ended due to all that construction right there, I believe it was Route 83, is Nick's Barbecue. They have Euros that were actually fabulous. I'm actually rather picky on the quality of Euros. So I was impressed with their Euros the last time we were there. So after we make it back to the car at Tinley Creek Forest Preserve, one of the things we're going to do is pack up the bikes and head over to Nick's Barbecue over there to have a Euro to see if, you know, a couple years later it lives up to what it was in my mind, because it was a really good Euro. All right, so we've made our way back to the red loop here. We just came from this way. Originally, we came from this way and went over here. But now we're gonna head over the bridge over here. I gotta say, between the Tinley Creek Forest Preserve here and the connector that makes its way all the way to the Cal-Sag Trail at Lake Catherine, it's pretty well maintained. There's definitely a couple spots they need to fix. But other than that, it's paved the entire way, definitely in decent shape, easy to cross the roads that you have to cross. At this point, we're gonna make our way across this bridge here and continue exploring on the red loop here at Tinley Creek Forest Preserve. All right, so after a very cool conversation with a fellow e-biker, we've made our way to the point where the red trail splits off this way, and then this is the orange trail. So it doesn't look like the orange trail goes very far before it changes into a different trail. So we're going to stay in the forest preserve. We're going to take this down and then turn around, make our way back, and then continue on the red loop. All right, so as you can see, we made it to the end of the forest preserve here. The forest preserve ends right here and then it splits off. Looks like there's a tiny little trail that connects to this street here. And then this trail here continues on. It looks like it goes through Brentwood Park, Colonial Park. So at this point, we are gonna turn around and make our way back and explore. Looks like we got a decent amount of that red loop that we got to explore. So let's check that out. All right, so we made our way to the intersection of the red loop, which continues on this way, and the black trail, where that guy is going over there. So what we're going to do is end up following the black trail. Looks like it goes to the end of Forest Preserve property and then continues on just right next to a street. But what we're going to do is just follow that trail to the end of the Forest Preserve, make our way back, and then continue on, looks like the red loop. And then we're going to check out this little extender right here. All right, so we made it to the end of the side trail here. It looks like the trail does continue outside of Forest Preserve property. And it looks like this is probably a golf course here. If you guys are aware of anywhere worth checking out continuing on this way, definitely let me know in the comments below. So as I mentioned earlier, this whole forest preserve is part of a quote-unquote trail system. So in order to continue on the red loop, we have to go this way. But there is a connector that'll take you south into the general trail system here. So at this point, we're going to follow just a little bit of this trail and then turn around, make our way back, and continue on the red loop. All right, so we made it to the end of this connector trail here. Looks like we're at the intersection of Ridgeland Avenue and US Route 6. So at this point, there are more trails that are part of the Tinley Creek Trail System that are not actually in the Forest Preserve. So from this point, we're going to turn around and head back. But be aware that we are going to make another video that likely ends just right over here on the other side of this street that explores the rest of this area that's part of that trail system. And it looks like there's at least 15 miles. And if you were to head down to that area that's completely disconnected at on the southern end, looks like you'll even get a few more miles out of that. But at this point, we're going to turn around, head back to that red loop, and then finish that off.
Did you know that Route 6's longest lasting routing, from 1936 to 1964, had its western terminus at Long Beach, California? During this time, US Route 6 was the longest highway in the country.
So that does it for the trails at Tinley Creek Forest Preserve and the Palos Heights Bike Trail. The trails are in good shape and definitely worth a ride. One of the best things about this area is you have a lot of different trail options. If you're looking for a big paved loop, head to Tinley Creek. If you're looking for some more adventure, head to Sag Valley. And let's not forget about the Cal-Sag Trail, the Centennial Trail, the John Hussar I&M Canal Trail, and Waterfall Glen. If you're interested in seeing the rest of the Tinley Creek Trail System, be sure to check out that video in the next week or two. Let me know what you think of the trails in the comments below. If you are familiar with this area and you know of somewhere I should check out the next time I'm there, definitely let me know. As always, if you enjoy this content, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel grow. If you are interested in supporting this channel and helping us get to more trails, please consider a super thanks. And that's all I got today from the Tinley Creek Forest Preserve. I'll catch you on the next ride. Do you have a trail recommendation for me? Let me know in the comments below.